Welcome to the Mind Body Connection Summit, where we bring to you experts who are in the mind body connection field. They're going to help you to live a more fulfilled life, either personally and or professionally. Our next speaker up is Lesley Klein. She's been an entrepreneur for over 29 years in the metaphysical space and is a contributing author in 3 international best-selling books. She was named a Woman of Worth winner in 2022. She's married to Rick Klein and lives part-time in Florida and North Carolina. Her mission is to raise the vibration of the planet one person at a time with her streaming TV talk show called Good Vibes TV. And stick around to the end because she's going to give you a free gift. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to share. Lesley, thank you so much for being here, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this summit. It's really an honor. And I'm going to share my screen. And can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So have you ever been in a funk and didn't know how to get out of it? Or are you someone who has a practice to improve your emotional state, but it's become stale and you'd like to learn some other techniques to raise your vibration? If you're looking for this, if this is what you're looking for, this presentation is for you, because in this presentation, I'm going to share 5 easy steps to live what I like to call the Good Vibes lifestyle. This is where you raise your vibration so you can thrive. So you're probably wondering what gives me the right to talk about this. Well, I'm host, as Linda said, of Good Vibes TV, a talk show that's on YouTube, which is all about ways to raise your vibration so you can thrive. And I've been on the metaphysical path for the past 30 years. In my past lives, I created and operated a metaphysical store in Florida for 16 years. And then a New Age cafe for 9 years. So I've been on this spiritual path since 1993. I'm also a Reiki master, an aromatherapist, and a meditator. So here is what I know to be true, what I've discovered over the last 30 years. Everything is energy. Everything is made up of energy that vibrates, from the physical things that we can touch to the thoughts we think. We actually have 4 energetic bodies: the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and a spiritual body. Einstein said that everything in life is vibration. And Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Although most of us became aware of this concept with the movie The Secret, it was actually William Walker Atkinson who introduced the law of attraction to the world in his book, Thinking Vibration, or the Law of Attraction in the Thought World, which was published in 1907. The law of attraction says that like attracts like, that we create our reality by what we think and what we feel. Our head and our heart, our mind and our body. That's why this summit is so important. So vibration is a measure of energy frequency, from lower vibrations to higher vibrations. But how do we know what frequency we're vibrating at? By your emotions. As was stated earlier, your emotions are energy in motion. Simply put, emotions can range from fear to love, or from feeling bad to feeling good. Certain emotions and thought patterns such as joy, peace, and acceptance create high frequency vibrations, while other feelings and mindsets like anger, despair, and fear vibrate at a lower rate. Dr. David R. Hawkins has a map of consciousness scale, which ranges from shame at the bottom to enlightenment up top. And then there's also the Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale, which breaks it down into 22 steps. This chart has fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerless at the bottom, number 22, with boredom and then contentment kind of in the middle between the feeling good and feeling bad zones. And also joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, and love at the very top of the scale. Now, Esther Hicks says that when you are new at this idea of raising your vibration, you want to incrementally move up the ladder. So you find where you are on the scale, and then you try to feel the next best feeling going up the scale until you're ping-ponging in the feel good range. So in this mind-body summit, we're talking about the mind-body connection. Our thoughts inspire our feelings, which inspire our actions. And the quality of our thoughts determine the quality of our feelings, which in turn influence the quality of our actions. By consciously raising our vibration into the good vibe zone, what I like to call the good vibe zone, where we are living optimally. So raise your vibe and thrive, which is the slogan of my show, Good Vibes TV. The first step to raising your vibration is to be aware of where you're vibrating on the scale. There's something to be said about being aware of your negative emotions and then processing them. You don't want to stuff your emotions. You don't want to ignore the negative emotions. You want to release them. And this could be done by talking to a friend, a therapist, a coach, or what I like to do is journaling. And you sort out your emotions this way. Our body and our emotions have valuable feedback if we listen. But on the other hand, what we focus on grows. So you don't want to get stuck just ruminating over what's wrong and looking for what's wrong. You want to release that and then raise your vibration. So I know what you may be thinking, that some of you may not know what you're feeling. And in that case, I suggest journaling. Others may feel that they don't have time for this. I'll invite you to try this. Take a deep breath in through your nose and take a deep breath out through your nose. And put your hand, one or both of them, on your heart and close your eyes. What are you feeling? Are you feeling good or are you feeling bad? Now open up your eyes and look at the map of consciousness scale. Where are you on the scale? Make a note of it. And now, of course, being the last speaker at this Mind Body Summit, you're probably vibing pretty high due to all the great speakers that came before me, but that's okay. Your goal is to stay in that feeling good zone, or see if you could raise your vibration to even a higher emotion, or to intensify that good feeling and anchor it so it becomes more of a habit. The biggest challenge is a lot of people are busy doing, or they're busy thinking, and they don't take the time to check in with themselves to see what they are feeling, or where they're vibing. So imagine if you tune into where you're vibing, and if it's in the feeling bad zone, you can do something to raise your vibration into the good vibes zone, the feel good zone. How many of you think that would be pretty cool? Let me know in the comments or the chat. So that's why it's so important to be aware of your vibration. The second step is to decide to raise your vibration. You're not stuck. It's not a choice. It's a choice. And it can become a habit and eventually a lifestyle. What I like to call the hashtag Good Vibes Lifestyle. I know what you guys are thinking. If I'm in a funk and I'm stuck there, I don't really feel like it. Or I've tried to feel better and it doesn't work, or I feel good for a little bit, but then I sink into my despair. Well, I invite you to try this. Hands on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your nose. Now focus on your heart. What are you feeling? Where are you vibrating? Are you feeling fearful or anxious, discouraged, content, optimistic? What are you feeling? And there's no judgment here. Just be honest with yourself. Now imagine the face of a loved one. And this could be a person or an animal companion, someone you really love. And when you picture them, look into their eyes and feel the love for them and feel the love coming from them to you. Now, how do you feel? Did you notice a difference? You can open your eyes now. The biggest challenge is that a lot of people think that they're powerless and they think they can't easily change how they feel. Imagine if you can choose to raise your vibration and feel better in minutes. Many of you think that would be pretty cool. Again, let me know in the chat or comments. So that's why it's so important to decide to raise your vibration. Now, you may have heard of biohacking, and biohacking is the art and science of shifting your physiology and nervous system so that you can function more optimally and intelligently. And so I want you to think of raising your vibration as biohacking your vibration, because another way of how this works is that when you have awareness, then that can lead to action. You know, what we think affects our biochemistry, our bioelectrical system, which affects our feelings. And what actions we take also affects our biochemistry and the electrical system. So here are here's the third step. The third step is to choose a method to raise your vibration. And there are hundreds of ways and many variations of these methods. So I'll always have content for your Good Vibes TV. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't know how to raise my vibration, or the methods I've tried aren't as effective as they used to be. Well, I've made it easy for you with my free PDF on 11 ways to raise your vibration, and I'll share at the end how you can get this document. I want to invite you to try this. Smile. Even if you don't feel like it, smile, force a smile. When you smile, your brain releases molecules called neuropeptides, and these help fight off stress. And then other neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins come into play. Endorphins act as a mild pain reliever, and serotonin is a natural antidepressant. Dopamine is responsible for allowing you to feel pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. Are you still smiling? How are you feeling? Better, I hope. So the biggest problem is that a lot of people don't know these tools to change their vibe, or they turn to an unhealthy habit like eating junk food, smoking, or drinking to feel better. Imagine if you can choose to practice a simple technique like smiling for a few minutes to feel better without giving into that unhealthy habit. How many of you think that would be pretty cool? Again, tell me in the chat or comments. So this is why it's so important to choose a method to raise your vibration. The fourth step is practice that method. It's not just good enough to know what to do. You have to do it right away. No procrastination. Take the action. And remember that not taking an action is also an action. Again, I know what you're thinking. The methods are too hard to do, or I forget what to do, or I've tried and it doesn't work. I don't have time. I invite you to try this. Hands on your heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Now think of one thing that you are grateful for right now. Keep breathing, deep breaths, and feel the gratitude. Open up your eyes now. How do you feel? Where are you on the scale now? So you can't be grateful and hateful at the same time, just as you can't be grateful and fearful at the same time. That's why gratitude is one of like the top techniques, whether it's a gratitude journal or just thinking of gratitude. It's one of the quickest ways to raise your vibration. The biggest challenge is many people haven't developed the habit of living in the good vibe zone. Again, hashtag Good Vibes Lifestyle. So imagine if Practicing a good vibes technique could help you get out of the feeling bad zone and into the feeling good zone so you can attract the life that you want, a life where you thrive. How many of you would think that would be pretty awesome? Let me know in the comments. Now, the fifth step and the final step is, now that you've raised your vibration, tune into your heart and ask and listen for divine inspiration, for direction, a solution to a problem, anything that's on your mind that you want guidance with. Then take this inspired action. The good vibes zone is the space of miracles and thriving. When you're in this higher frequency, it's easier to connect with spirit, with your higher self, the angels, the universe, the great cosmic computer, the quantum field, and receive inspired actions to take. And remember to take those actions. I know what you're thinking. I've tried to connect with spirit and I don't get direction, or I don't trust what I get. So I invite you to try this. Think of an area in your life that you would like some direction with right now. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and ask the universe for guidance regarding the situation. Focus on your breathing and just listen. What images are coming to your mind? What words are you hearing? Or what words are you seeing? And it's okay if you don't get anything right now. The inspiration may come later, or you may want to try this again at your own pace and time. I know this is quick, but did you get an inspired action to take? The biggest challenge is that many people don't take the time to check in with spirit, or if they do, they doubt the guidance that they're getting, or they do all the talking, which is called prayer, but they don't take the time to listen, which is meditation. So imagine if you could tune into your higher guidance and receive clear inspirations regarding your question anytime you want. How many of you think that would be pretty cool? So that's why it's so important to tune into your higher intelligence, ask for and receive the guidance, and then take the inspired action. So I'm going to recap right here. 5 easy steps to raise your vibration. Number 1, be aware of your vibration. Number 2, decide to raise your vibration. Number 3, choose a method to practice. Number 4, practice the method right now. And then 5, tune in, ask for and receive inspiration, then take the inspired action. And basically, rinse and repeat. So you can download my free PDF, 11 Ways to Raise Your Vibe, which includes the charts that I had mentioned. And the way to get it, and I know I'm doing your job, Linda, is to go to
Actually,
Action
we're going to get
Takers.
it at, actiontakerspublishing.com/summit-board. And John, why don't you tell us what that is before we go, because I have a couple questions for you. What are the 11 ways to raise your vibe? Don't tell us what the 11 ways are, but tell us why we should download this.
Because you want to make this a habit, because we're in the habit of the negative thinking and just ruminating on staying in those low vibrations. Actually, like 80% of people stay in the low vibe zone, right? The feeling bad zone. That's just what the stats have said. So by developing, and you don't have to have just one technique, you can have several. So once you learn those techniques, you can, apply them when you notice, that you get in the habit of tuning in. How am I feeling? And if it's not a higher vibe, you can decide, okay, well, let me try to do some affirmations, or, like I said, I have 11. Some of them I mentioned in this presentation, but they're more explicit in the PDF.
Would you share that number again? You said 85%.
It's like 78% of people stay in the lower vibe zone. And that's in the David Hawkins. It's a fact from him, David Hawkins. in his
Wow.
books. He talks about that. Yeah.
Wow.
Which
I
is
don't
like
this,
200 and less. Courage is the like the place in the chart where it kind of goes from lower vibes to high vibes. But yeah.
Wow, that just really hit me because thinking about especially like what's going on with the world today and how let me see, I'm just going to do the math there. That's 6.2 billion people.
And we're all energy.
Yeah.
So we're putting out, there's a conscious collective energy that we're part of and creating. So the way to create peace in the world is to be at peace. That's why, people can meditate, the Maharishi effect, where you have a group of people, like 100 people meditating in a city. They'll scientifically find that the crime rates go down, so that's, we have this power, and we're now into the age of Aquarius, where it's all about energy. So that's why I have the show, to kind of get us to be talking in these terms and understanding, that our emotions are the energy, and this is how we know where we're vibing.
I had this idea. I shared it with somebody. The idea, and the person I shared it with is somebody who works in the jail system, and I shared it with her because it's my idea with the jail system. And I have this idea that instead of playing the different, like they do play music in the jails, during their exercise and stuff like this. I used to be a booking clerk in the jail system. So anyway, I had this idea that 24 hours a day, run like positive affirmations, positive thoughts, positive speakers, motivational speakers, just 24 hours a day playing this positive high vibration, because they're at a very low vibration in the jail system. Even the employees were. I was one of them. Okay, so I know, like, even the employees are at a very low, on the most part, at a very low vibration of frequency. And so I had this idea, and I shared this with this woman who works in the jail system. She works with inmates. And she said, that would never work. Like, there would be riots if you did something like that. And I immediately thought, like, why, how can she decide? How can she decide that that's what would happen? Because eventually, my belief, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this, Lesley, is eventually I believe that they would start to slowly, maybe, start to move up just to that next level, like you mentioned. They just need to move up one more level. And so we'd love to hear your thoughts on my idea.
Well, there's a man, I believe his name is Michael Singer, who's written a couple of books. And in Florida, he actually went to the jails and had meditation groups. So he helped the people doing it that way. Now, I think, our institutions like the jail system, it's all about profit and making money, and, just not the right thing. So, yeah, you could help the people that are in there raise their vibration and think more positively, and probably create change within that, from their perspective in that system. But there's the institutional part that has to be changed, just like our medical system is based on disease, and illness. It's not on wellness. Our education system is there to create, employees, not to empower us to know how to thrive and find our passion and live our dharma. So, yes, you have to work with what you have, but you might want to check out Michael Singer's work about that. And I can't remember the name of he's written several books.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check that out. Yeah. So I had that thought. I'm not sure if it would work. I don't know. I just
I
had a
think it
thought
would work,
about it.
but it's like you said, if the inmates could do it, but what about the people running the institution and what the institution is based on?
Yeah, and that's so true. So true. Well, I love it. Thank you so much for being here for your presentation. And go get your 11 ways to raise your vibe. It's a free download. Go to actiontakerspublishing.com/summit dashboard. Lesley, thanks for being part of this. I was on your show. Go watch our episodes,
Yes,
y'all, because
yes.
it was pretty darn good, if I do say so myself.
Thank you. And I've added a Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream that I do every week on Thursdays at 3 o'clock Eastern Time live, where it's more of a casual kind of discussion, current events. I promote like things like the summit to people. And also, if you're an enlightened influencer that has a method to raise their vibration, reach out to me because I'd love to interview you.
Yeah, where does it stream live? You said it streams live on Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern, so 12 p.m. Pacific. Where does it stream live?
On YouTube, Facebook, 5 different places on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you can actually see the old.
Is it Good
I do a
Vibes?
StreamYard.
But where are they going to find it? Like, is it Good Vibes? Is that where they're going to find it?
If they go to the dashboard and they sign up for the PDF,
Oh, okay.
they'll see my link tree that has how to get Good Vibes TV, how to get to the live stream, all the things that I offer.
Okay, awesome. Thanks again so much for being part of this and sharing your
Thank
brilliance
you.
with us to help to make that mind-body connection just brilliant. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.